this one because just thinking about since I really stopped drinking, like I have occasional couple beers or something. It's like just because the freaking pumpkin beers, that was the last time I really like them. But I had 2 beers and that was it. But I think about all the just pure chaotic hell that would go on while drinking just constantly. And then it's like you don't even want to drink because you're like, oh, this shit's gonna happen. But then it's like you go drink and you're like, man, you're like, oh, this time's gonna be different. And you hope it is, and it never is. There's always some crazy crap going on. Man, it is crazy. And all I can say is that I'm so glad that I'm like out of it, because now my life, like, it's growing again. Like, it's just freaking growing. And I'm just very happy with it all. Like, it's just like, you drink all the time, you're miserable. Like, it's just, because it's like, you're looking for, I think what it is with drinking is it's like a substitute for adventure, because it's like you drink, all of a sudden you feel like you're on an adventure. You gotta go do something. You gotta, you know what I mean? You're moving here or there. Everything's moving so fast. And then you're like, oh yeah. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're in this freaking chaos realm. And I don't think it happens very often to people who just drink occasionally and stuff. But it's like, if you're just an alcoholic and you're drunk, like, it's gonna pop off. Like, every one of them. That's what happens. They're all like that. And then you're looking for this adventure. You're hoping something happens, and then it just doesn't happen or whatever. And then you're like, you just immerse yourself in the pleasure of the drink and the hedonism of it. But then it's like, after a while, you're like, oh, this is it. This is all that life has, is this hedonism. And it just feels empty. And then you're like, man, this is stupid. And then you're just like, what's the point of everything? And then you become nihilistic and just hate everything. And it's so stupid. And I'm like, man, and that's like every drunk ever. It's just nihilistic and hate everything. And like, what's the point? I tried. I did this and that. And then they're like, in reality, they don't realize how much of an idiot they are because they're drunk. And it's like, that's not pointing any fingers at anybody in particular. This is literally every single one of them mother crackers that is drinking. And too much. Drunk. And if you're sober around drunken people, you're like, dude, these people are idiots. It's like, literally freaking idiots. And it's like, you know that you're like that too when you're drunk. And it's like, man, it's just, there's no more the next day feeling like absolute trash, and then you're just freaking, the whole next day's ruined. You're just out of it. You feel like crap, and then you drink to a point where it's like, man, you just feel like you're gonna die the next day. Literally, like, your heart's beating weird, and you're pounding, and you're like, oh, head is splitting. You're getting freaking panic attacks, all this crazy stuff. And it's like, man, what the frick am I doing? Like, just stupid. And then you're gaining all this weight. It's like, now I can eat like a lot of food and not gain weight, especially if you eat like, you know, the lower fat and the just basic stuff. You can eat a lot of food, not gain weight. But with alcohol, it's like, man, you put down a minimum freaking 8 beers a night. Light beer is still at 800 calories right there. It's like, oh, you got a good night of drinking. Oh, you're drinking the real heavy beers, the pumpkin beers, and who knows, like 300 calories a beer or something. Drink some of them, it's like, holy crap, you put down 2,000 calories, no problem. And then it's just destroying your health, and nothing to show for it either, just bull crap, just literally just chaos all the time. It's so stupid. And so I'm just so happy that this lifestyle I've chosen has like brought me out of that, and I know how to beat the alcohol. And it's simple. It's because you can't, it's like, once you're an alcoholic, it's like, man, you got this void inside of you that's like, it's always there. It's like, it's always going to be there. And what you have to do is you have to find something to counterbalance the thing. So like, you have to find something that pulls against it. And a great one is, well, I want to get lean. Like, I want to get leaner. Like, I don't want to be a fat blob anymore. You know, so what do? You're just like, well, I need to eliminate the extra calories. And it's like, well, an easy one if you're drinking all the time is eliminate alcohol. And that's tough. But you go, man, okay. And it's just this process. And you say, no, I gotta just stop drinking so much. And then slowly get to, and then you gotta start focusing on a goal that literally goes completely against it. So you're like, oh, I want to have great workouts. Like, I was still freaking training my balls off while being fucking a drunk, and I would go and still like drunk fumigating alcohol. Like, if you ever drank a lot, the next day you're like, what I mean by fumigating is you could freaking feel the alcohol coming out of your mouth, like. And I'd be in there down a pre-workout, smashing shit, and really going hard still. I just had it. I just got it. You know what I mean? If you got it, you got it. You push yourself, It's like, it's just who you are. Some people push harder, some people push less, whatever. But, so I would be in there just freaking going nuts still. And that's what I was. And I was still gaining muscle and stuff. I have good genetics. But what I'm trying to say is that it's like, man, well, you want to have better workouts? You really want to get the muscle gains you want? You really want to get the leanness? You really want to be healthier? You really want to think clearer? Like, you really want to, like, really try to step into the potential that is within you? Well, you got to get rid of that crap. You got to get rid of that crap. And you do. And like I said, I'm not saying, like, if you can, like, some people just can't ever have a drink again. Like, because they have one drink again, it's going to lead to that. But if you can, and you can have, like, because I really do enjoy pumpkin beers. Love them. That's what got me into the craft beers, was the pumpkin beers. And I started making all the beers and stuff, doing all that. I was really into that. And it's just, so what I'm saying is I can go have a couple beers and not drink for a while, and then be like, oh, have a couple beers and all that. But some people just can't. So, you know, and I know, like, if I start drinking all the time, like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink this, and then I start doing it, all of a sudden it'd be like, you know, it's a slippery slope. So it's really gotta be there. But the thing is, if you have something greater to pull against it, you can do that. You can do that. If you don't have anything, it's like you're trying to beat the devil straight on. You know what I mean? He's like got you every way sideways, and you're like, yeah, you don't have anything to pull against him to be like, yeah, I'd pull against, like, I'm just using the devil as an example, but like, because it's a good example of, like, to anything to pull against the freaking alcohol. It's like, man, you're trying to beat the devil straight on, but you got to trick the devil. You know what I'm saying? You got to trick the alcohol. You gotta have something to go against it. Be like, listen, like, your pull is great, and I understand. Like, yes, you're always there, gonna go, yeah, come on with me, like, you know. But if you have something greater, you can push against it and be like, listen, no, I got better stuff to do than that. And so that's the point of this stuff. But I'm so glad that it's just, I'm out of that chaotic environment. Man, yeah, that's about it with this one. So have a good day.